Salut les amis et bienvenue dans le dernier épisode de mon playthrough Call of Juarez.
Well, it's too damn bad you never found that Bob character. Seems a shame he never had to pay.
Well, funny thing about that, I did have one more chance at him.
Je croyais que je venais de le tuer en fait, je me suis trompé.
6 months ago, I heard that Butch and Sundance were back in the States and had gathered up some of their old gang. I tracked them down, hoping that Roscoe Bob Bryant had returned with them.
So you're saying they didn't die down in Bolivia?
That's what I'm saying.
Le mec à gauche il ressemble à Redford. Le bon, la brute et le mourant. Ah, je peux vous dire ça va dépoter et je risque de me faire violer. On va essayer que ça n'arrive pas. C'est parti.
40 years I had waited to get my hands on the last of my brother's killers. Not even an army of demons could have stopped me now.
Ok, j'ai toutes mes armes, tout va bien. Oh putain.
Both Johnny Ringo and Jim Reed fell fairly quickly. But the last one, Roscoe Bob Bryant. That son of a bitch had managed to escape my vengeance time and time again. I couldn't even be certain I'd recognize him after all those years. By now, he had to be close to 70.
For all you know, he could have been dead.
Putain.
That thought had indeed crossed my mind, as did others. For instance, did my thirst for vengeance turn me into something worse than the man I was after? By this point in my storied career, I had killed more men than Bob Bryant ever had. I was furious as hell at that bastard for making me who I am. A man with no family, no friends, no purpose except shooting Bob Bryant dead.
Alors une belle leçon sur la vengeance, sur une thématique qui nous avait été proposée dans Impitoyable avec Clint Eastwood, je sais pas si vous l'avez vu, qui était assez original, parce qu'en fait c'était un ancien vieux bandit qui était avec un jeune qui rêvait de gloire et de meurtre en fait, et en fait le gars qui s'était rangé et qui voulait plus tuer. Et en fait ça montrait comment en fait c'était pas facile de tuer les gens, que ça les avait un petit peu pourris d'intérieur, qu'ils ont tous sombré dans l'alcool pour pouvoir tuer et tout. D'ailleurs à la fin, la vengeance finale, le mec il est obligé de boire pour aller venger son ami, c'est énorme. Et donc voilà, est-ce que cette vengeance ne fait pas de moi quelqu'un de plus horrible que...
Could stop me from taking his life. I'd been after that killer forever. From the time I rode with Billy the Kid. But that chapter of my story you already know.
Chapter of that fairy tale, you mean?
Suddenly it was 1910. There I was, an old man roaming a ghost town dead almost 2 decades. The town was falling apart, just like me.
C'est super.
But I wasn't about to call it quits. Even though the ghosts of my dead brothers were begging me to end what I started so long ago.
Mr. Graves, are you all right? Would you like some water?
The Wild Bunch knew I was there. They were after a treasure they had hidden before they fled, buried in the grave of a dead amigo. Some folks think the town is haunted, so they figured there wouldn't be many people poking around.
C'est bien, c'est bien.
I intended to fill that grave with Bob Bryant's corpse. But like I said, the bandits knew I was on to them. They lured me in and hit me with everything they had.
Oh putain. Allez, un peu d'aide parce que sinon je vais pas y arriver. C'est hyper chaud. Quand je dis un peu d'aide, hein, j'ai usé toute ma jauge. Hein, pas. Oh mon Dieu! Oh là 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 là.
But you obviously prevailed since you're sitting here telling us the tale.
Actually, in that moment, I did not prevail.
So I suppose we're talking to a ghost.
Funny you should put it like that, Jack. Because when I woke up...
From the dead?
There was silence all around me. I could swear to God I saw Billy then.
Billy who?
Billy, the kid. William Bonney.
Huh?
He was shooting at me from a rooftop.
Huh?
Here and there. Even over there.
So I am right. You are touched in the head.
Mr. Greaves, perhaps we should switch you to coffee?
You see that old Indian again, too?
No, but I did see Billy's killer. Patrick Floyd Garrett. He came at me guns a-blazing. But I knew that old war horse had died 2 years before. I wondered if maybe I was dead too and confronting the ghosts of my past. Perhaps all my sins were coming back to haunt me and drag me down to perdition. I saw Henry Plummer throw dynamite at me. And in the gates of the cemetery, I saw John Wesley Harding, just like I remember.
Si je dois me battre contre des gens transparents, ça va pas le faire.
Robert Ollinger appeared with his terrible double-barrel shotgun. But no ghost army was stopping me.
My father-in-law got hit with a fallen branch. He spent the rest of his life talking to dogs.
Newman Hayes Clanton, William Brocious, John Peters Ringo, they all wanted me dead.
Oh putain. Non!
The Dalton brothers, Robert and Grattan, guardians of the Garden of the Dead.
La jauge veut pas se remplir, c'est affreux.
George Curry and Harvey Logan, alias Kid Curry, both thirsty for vengeance from the great beyond. Jesse, Woodson, James, and Jim Reed,
Oh mon Dieu.
each one deader than the next. I thought I would go crazy.
Thought.
Les fantômes du passé.
I saw Harry Alonzo Longabaugh.
The
Quoi?
Sundance Kid?
like a general leading his legion of the dead.
You told us before that you'd seen him alive.
He was alive.
Putain, mais il résiste à tout. Oh putain. Meurs! Meurs!
A voice called to me from afar. It was Robert Leroy Parker, a.k.a. Butch Cassidy, coming at me from out of the fog.
Thanks for taking care of that bastard.
Autant vous dire que c'est un niveau que normalement on meurt énormément. Hein.
But the kid wasn't quite deceased. Not yet.
Takes more than one little bullet to kill the likes of me, partner.
Those two looked like they hadn't seen each other for quite a while. Clearly, they were no longer amigos.
Shit. I was hoping I wouldn't have to kill you.
You won't have to, Butch. I'm killing you first.
I asked them about Bob Bryant, but they were too busy with their own heated conversation.
Let me get this shit straight. You want my money and the love of my life?
You frittered it all away, Butch. Etta's mine. So is that damn money.
I didn't want to shoot anybody until I had an answer to my question, but those boys didn't give me much of a choice.
Pour que la focus avance, il faut que je regarde celui qui me regarde. Autant vous dire que c'est chaud. Parce que celui qui me regarde, c'est celui qui me tirera dessus. Oh putain.
Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid died there in that cemetery not 6 months ago.
Premier coup. C'est pas fini! C'est pas fini encore! On en profite! Épilogue. Je voudrais vous remercier de m'avoir suivi jusqu'au bout. Pour la peine, vous aurez la vengeance. La totale
Cassidy
vengeance.
and the Sundance Kid were killed by the Bolivian army. Everybody knows that.
That's the legend, but it ain't the truth.
So, you never found Bob? There is no Bob. This old sumbitch ain't even Silas Greaves.
Sir, is that true? Have you been pulling our legs this whole time?
Well, not the whole time.
Oh man, I think you've worn out your welcome here.
Maybe you're right, Jack. Maybe it's time to pay. You see, Ben, or should I say Bob, your past always catches up with you.
Ah, bitch.
I was a different man back then, crazy. Drinking, I've changed my ways, I swear to you. If I could turn back the clock,
But you can't, Bob.
Alors on a le choix entre la vengeance et la rédemption. La rédemption, j'ai déjà fait, ça sera la vengeance. Bah oui, même si le bien c'est de... Ouais, je suis d'abord allé faire la rédemption, mais il se passe rien d'intéressant. Sinon on a bien fait de ne pas se laisser aller au meurtre à l'infini, et puis voilà, que les gens ont le droit de changer. Vengeance!
why'd you toy with me like that? telling those tales, knowing all along. Why not just lay your cards on the table?
Here. I won't have it said that I left you with nothing.
That's how you want it? So be it.
Holy shit!
Right, Molly, move against that wall. Go!
Tu vas mourir. Tu as tué mon frère Ashtat. Tu vas mourir. Aucune chance, papy.
Oh my God! Oh Jesus!
J'ai voulu tirer sur le flingue, mais ça fait rien. C'est pas grave, t'es mort quand même, mon pauvre.
Did you know it was him all along?
Cassidy told me Bob was in Abilene before he died. But I wasn't sure Ben was my man until he revealed how much he knew about Ringo and Reed. The coin, of course. Well, that was the last nail in that particular coffin.
I better go get the sheriff.
You okay, boy? You're looking mighty shook up.
Dwight, maybe you best go home. Young Eisenhower here is leaving for West Point tomorrow. He shouldn't get caught up in something like this.
I think I might head out myself at this juncture. Unless you want to stop me, Jack.
No, sir, Mr. Graves.
So where are you going now? Now that you had your revenge?
Doesn't really matter, does it? As I've sold my soul for it, and will never again walk with those I have lost.
C'était Dark Fanta au Far West. Merci à tous et à la prochaine.
Ooh, dear. Oh, dear. Won't you spare me over till another year?
Un peu de country, ça fait du bien.
When a drought comes in justice, bullets make good rain. When the heartache has dried up, only blood heals the pain. There's a time for grieving and a time to just pray. There's a time for forgiving, but it's not for today. You can hide sins from the gavel, you can drown them in rum. When silence grease finds you, there's nowhere to run. And time goes too slowly for the gunslinger's eye. Till he's buried his promise, there's no time to cry. There's a time for grieving and a time to just pray. There's a time for forgiving, but it's not for today. There's a time for grieving and a time to just pray. When silence grease finds you, it's a time you must pay. That's a time you must pay.
Ils mettent pas de la musique jusqu'au bout. Ah si.
Oh, damn. Won't you spare me over till another year?